Why are we not listening? What if our biggest problem isn't that we don't hear, but that we don't truly listen? Again, I grew up in Nigeria, and this is a reflection on Nigeria. Why are we not listening? Have you ever wondered why some of the biggest problems in our society seem to grow year after year? Is it because no one warned us? Or is it because many of us heard the warnings but never really listened? Today, I want to reflect on something that has been on my mind. It's been on my mind for a while. Growing up in Nigeria, I saw many things that people accepted as normal: insecurity, unemployment, corruption, public services, a lack of accountability, a lack of accountability. We complained about them, joked about them, prayed about them, and somehow learned to live with them. But recently, I found myself asking a different question. What if one of our greatest challenges isn't that we don't hear, but that we don't fully listen? You and I, we don't truly listen. Stay with me, because this isn't about blaming anyone. It's about reflecting together and asking whether there is something we can all learn. When I say listening, I don't simply mean hearing words. Every day we hear conversations, we hear the news, we hear interviews, we hear speeches, we hear campaign, we hear promises, we hear experts speaking to us about things that are affecting us. We hear journalists, we hear the news, we hear ordinary citizens speaking, sharing their experiences. We hear people expressing concerns, but hearing and listening are not the same thing. Hearing and listening are not the same thing. Listening means paying attention. I'm speaking right now. Are you paying attention? Listening means paying attention. Listening means asking questions. Listening means thinking critically. It means looking beyond today's headline and asking, what does this really mean? Do you now understand what listening means? Where could this lead? When you hear, you are asking questions. Where could this lead? Is there something we are overlooking? Sometimes I wonder if we have become so used to living with problems that we stop paying attention to the warnings, signs around us. Think about how often we say, that's just Nigeria. How many times have we heard those words? This is Nigeria. Everything goes. Sometimes that statement becomes a way of giving up. That statement becomes a way of giving up before we even started thinking. When we normalize problems, we stop questioning them. When we normalize problems, we stop questioning them. When we stop questioning them, we stop expecting better. When we stop questioning them, we stop expecting better. And when we stop expecting better, you know what happens? Problems become part of our everyday life. When we stop expecting better, problems become part of our everyday life. Does that look like the picture of Nigeria? That isn't just a Nigerian problem. It can happen anywhere. Any society can slowly accept things that once would have. Any society can slowly accept things that once would have shocked its people. When we stop asking questions, when we stop expecting it to get better, then it's no longer shocking to us. Today, we have access to more information than ever before, right? We have access to more information than ever before. Years ago, information traveled slowly. Today, almost everyone has a phone, either a small one or a big one, almost everyone has a phone. Even Yaloja, the market woman, the market women have a phone. People share videos. Experts explain issues. Even our religious uh, fathers, leaders are coming to share their stories. Researchers public studies. Journalists investigate. Citizens record events as they happen. See a lot of videos I cannot even watch. I cannot even try to look at it. Information is everywhere. But information alone doesn't change anything. I repeat, information alone doesn't change anything. People have to be willing to listen, not to believe everything they hear. Are you willing to listen? There is plenty of information online. Listening doesn't mean accepting every opinion. I have my opinion, you have your opinion. Listening again doesn't mean accepting every opinion. Listening means asking questions. I repeat, listening means asking questions. What is the evidence? What are the facts? Where is the evidence? What are the evidence? What are the facts? What can I learn from a different perspectives? Critical thinking is one of the greatest gifts we can develop. Listening again means asking questions. When I bring my video up, you are watching, you listen, you ask questions in the comment section. Sometimes I read comments. I read comments online that make me pause. People will say they already told us what they intended to do. Whether that's about politics, security, leadership, institutions, or society, it raises an important question. My people, do we pay attention to what people actually say? Or do we only react after the consequences affect us? When somebody is speaking about how her daughter or her son is being handled in a school, are we really listening, or until it affects us personally? It has not affected us, we don't speak. But when it affects you personally, then you come out. That question isn't about one political party. It isn't about one government. It isn't even only about Nigeria. It's about human nature. Many of us don't act until a problem reaches our own family or when it reaches our own doorstep. Because many of us rely on the prayer we pray and we think it will not come to us, or that it hasn't come to us, or that we cannot be part of it. Why is listening so difficult? Maybe we are tired. I get it. Many people are simply trying to survive. I get it. Maybe we are overwhelmed by bad news. I understand. Maybe we've heard so many promises that we've become cynical. Maybe we've lost hope that anything can change. For someone like me, I grew up seeing the situation degenerated year in, year out. Maybe you have lost hope. Or maybe we've become so familiar with certain problems that they no longer surprise us. Whatever the reason, I think it's worth reflecting on. Because every positive change begins with someone asking a question, begins with someone asking a different question. When we begin to listen, I've explained to us in this video that listening is asking questions. I've also learned something in my own life. Healing began when I started asking questions. I had been afraid to ask. Growing up in a church that when the people ask questions during our Sunday school reflection time, people will ask questions and the question is not what they want to answer, they tell you to sit down. So many of us are afraid to ask. But when I started to ask questions, growth began. When I became willing to listen to perspectives that challenged my assumptions. It's not just my opinion, but learning to listen to others' perspectives. They didn't mean agreeing with everything. Listening to other perspectives doesn't mean I'm agreeing with everything, but I listen to their perspective, I learn from it. It means being open to learning. The same principle applies beyond our personal lives. Healthy societies ask questions. I repeat, healthy societies ask questions. Healthy societies listen. Healthy societies encourage respectful disagreement instead of blind acceptance. Our leaders in our society, especially my country, Nigeria, if you talk, they do whatever they want to do. Imagine what could happen if more of us paused before scrolling away. Imagine if we listen carefully to ideas we disagreed with. Imagine if we listened carefully to ideas we disagreed with. Imagine if we asked thoughtful questions instead of repeating slogans. Imagine if we held everyone, leaders, institutions, communities, and even ourselves to the same standard of accountability. No exception. Maybe we wouldn't solve every problem overnight. That might not be, it's not possible to solve all problems overnight. But perhaps we would begin creating a culture where truth matters more than noise. Maybe we start to create culture where truth matters more than noise. Remember, truth exalts a nation. So today, I simply want to leave you with this reflection. Maybe our greatest challenge isn't that we don't hear. Maybe our greatest challenge isn't that we don't hear. Maybe it's that we don't always listen deeply enough to ask the questions that matter. Listening doesn't mean agreeing. Listening doesn't mean agreeing. Listening means paying attention. When you hear the news, did you hear it? Did you pay attention? Listening means thinking. When you hear it, did you think, what if this is you? What if this comes to you? Listening also means caring enough to seek understanding before reaching conclusions. And perhaps that's where meaningful change begins. We want to change in Nigeria. Let's listen. I love to hear your thoughts. I truly love to hear your thoughts. Do you think we've become too comfortable accepting certain problems as normal? What does listening mean to you? What does listening mean to me? What does listening mean to you? Let's have a respectful conversation in the comments. Thank you for watching this to the end. If this reflection resonated with you, consider sharing in the comments. Consider subscribing to Reflect It with Sola, where we explore personal growth, emotional healing, and thoughtful conversations about life, culture, and the beliefs that shape us. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Be blessed.